Hi guys, I'm Ronan, and I'm going to be hosting the majority of this class on the introduction to CSS, HTML, and JavaScript. And in this class, I'm going to teach you how to begin writing your own website, or not writing, designing your own website, and putting it into practice. At the end of the class, I'm also going to take you through where to host it, and domain names, and things like that you'll need to know if you want to become a website designer. Now, I'm going to apologize, there are going to be some camera shifts in Zoom. Those are going to be usual, but I don't think they'll hinder much when we're learning. Okay, I sound like a kindergarten teacher. No. So I'm going to assume you already know what a website and a web page is. And instead, I'm just going to jump right into the three components that make that, which I already mentioned before. There's CSS, HTML, and JavaScript. And that's technically not the order I should be putting them in. It should start out HTML, then CSS, then JavaScript. So that's what we're going to do here, because HTML is the fundamental. It provides the structure of the web page. You have your parts of the web page, and it lays them out for you. It doesn't do specifics like, oh, I want it to be 10 pixels. Pixels is the size of the browser or the window that you're viewing it with. So you'll hear pixels a lot in this class, but it doesn't do all a little small details. But what it does is the major content layout is done with HTML. CSS is your second language. What CSS does is it tells the HTML very specific things about the web page, which, like, it handles the small things, like I want this 10 pixels. It also adds colors, it adds borders, it changes fonts. It does all of the stylistic things that you're going to have to do if you want to make your web page custom and make it look like your own piece of work. The third thing, I can't count today. The third thing is JavaScript. Now, what JavaScript does is it provides interactivity on your website. Now, you already have your base interactivity, which is provided by HTML and occasionally CSS. And there's ways to get even more, sort of cheat in more interactivity with just CSS and HTML. And we're going to cover that in a later video after I get through JavaScript, because I went with I started out with my web design career with just HTML and CSS without the JavaScript, and it has hindered me. Because there's just so many things that you can do with JavaScript interactive-wise that would be impossible or very difficult with CSS and HTML. It makes just a lot of things easier. So we're going to learn it because it's useful. And it makes your web page look cooler and much more fun to be on. It can make just everything better. JavaScript is great. You'll see what I mean when we start learning about it. Let's get started.